What's up, all you draft league enjoyers out there? All you little gremlins. I'm back. Week 8, we unfortunately had to take a forfeit win. We'd already really secured playoffs, so it would have been nice to just get a battle off, but you can't really help what ends up happening. We're playing Appointed Con again. It went so well the last time. I was like, you know what, let's do it again. He's been kind of on a tear recently with just, win after win after win after win. After win? I don't know. He ended up 5-3. We're 6-2. Let's try not to get 4-0'd again by this epic Sun team. Hey guys, I don't know if you knew this, he's got a Brute Bonnet. Watch out for that guy. And then, Groudon, Lugia, Mr. Wake. Battle. Okay, I'm going to have to do this post-commentary because, well, I had a bit of an issue with my Wi-Fi at the time. I just moved. Pretty sure I said that earlier in a previous intro. Well, my Wi-Fi evidently did not reach my room. So, yeah, I had to play this off a hotspot after we tried it like 5 times. So my audio wasn't very good because the whole time I was just kind of sitting there saying nothing because I was so flustered by what happened. Maybe I'll sprinkle in some of the audio here and there from what I actually said, but anyway. Yeah, I'm leading off Slowking. Last time they let off Groudon to start up the sun. I don't know why they wouldn't do it this time. This way I can get the snow up to counter the weather. Also, if this audio is like super echoey, I haven't really recorded anything in here yet until I did this. So this is, I can make it better after this, but I don't know. Yeah, so there's the Groudon, as I expected. Yeah, just super easy, just click the make a bad joke button. Sets rocks in front of me, that's just kind of whatever. I at least brought my Rapid Spinner to this game. Last time it felt like it was too threatened, but because Brute Bonnet did so much work, I felt like I kind of had to bring Sarina. So I do have a way of getting rid of rocks at least. But yeah, it's smart by them to abuse my passive turn. Now I want to go Kyurem here because obviously it does really well into Groudon, but he just put rocks up and I did not bring heavy duty boots. So I'm really on the fence about it. I start looking at Sarina's damage with Triple Axle. Not really doing as much as I want for it to. And I do have Aqua Berry, but I kind of just don't want to waste it right here if I have to. Yeah, so it's pretty free to just click Blizzard here. If Groudon wasn't in, there's always a chance that it switches in and throws up Sun and maybe I'd miss it, but right now there's no chance of missing Blizzard. Unless it had Sunny Day, I guess, and for some reason outsped me. But I was pretty sure it was pretty low on speed. Just probably built in bulk. In comes the Ditto, which copies all my stats except for the HP. So against my Kyurem, this wouldn't do anywhere near as much, but because it's a Ditto, its HP is super low, and that did a ton. And I have Habanberry, but I don't think I'm going to do all that well into a Kyurem White dropping a Draco on me. originally the plan was to not have rocks up, and then I could use the Haban Berry to live something. But at this point, I mean, Wake or Kiram would just come in and kill me even with the Haban Berry. Most likely. If Wake is specs, I think it 100% killed. If not, it was probably a roll. I don't know. Also, because my Wi-Fi was messing up, my calcs weren't going in right. That's what took so long there. So yeah, just make the safe switch into Heatran. The only move it could do against me is Fusion Flare that would do anything because I'm not Flash Fire. Just go ahead and drop the Magma Storm. So Groudon comes in here and resets the sun for me for this Fire type move, which is really helpful, especially because we land it. I had to check my speed stat here to see if I had speed crept for like minimum speed Groudon. I didn't, but if it was, there's, you know, pretty easy way to kill this thing with just dropping an overheat. I also had Custap Berry Endure. I could do that, but I really didn't want to have to use that this early, especially when the Groudon hasn't really been pressuring me at all. It's just been putting up the weather and rocks so far. Yeah, just swapping into Slowking, smart move. I could have also swapped into Sarina, predicting the Precipice Blades, but, you know, again, I'm not Flash Fire, so it could have gone for a Fire type move. I don't know how much that would have done. Precipice Blades misses. Kind of a bummer after I hit Magma Storm and they miss a Precipice Blades, but that's Pokemon. Because last time I made such an easy, just chilly reception play, I'm kind of wondering what they want to do. I want to see how much damage Foul Play does if they have a lot of attack investment. You know, maybe it will kill or something. Could go for a Thunder Wave if they plan on switching out on my chilly reception. Psychic Noise does a pretty good amount. It might be a roll to kill, but I don't think so. Especially if this is very bulky at all. Yeah, so I end up just going for it there. Reveals Solar Beam, kind of scary. I'm not sure on the calcs there because I do have max defense if Precipice Blades into Solar Beam killed. But yeah, kind of a bummer for him to not get that off the Precipice Blades earlier. Yeah, again, earlier I was on the fence about whether or not Triple Axle would kill. Now I'm fairly confident, especially if I hit all three, but yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Rapid Spin, get rid of the rocks. Maybe feint that I'm gonna go for some strong grass move. Then Port Gas D-Ace comes in. I'm not sure on the item on this because it hadn't come in yet, but if it's Scarf, it obviously outspeeds. But with my speed investment, even at +1, I'm not going to outspeed Cinderace, which is what I'm checking right now. Yeah, my safest switch in is Slowking. Last time I played Con, I made the mistake of swapping into Heatran and just getting blown away by a high jump kick. This time Slowking, far safer of a switch in. I had Slowking last time, but I didn't think about it, or I thought it would U-turn, and so didn't do it. And another, you know, unfortunate miss. Yeah, that one's probably even bigger bummer than the Precipice Blades was. Yeah, I was considering the Psychic Noise, trying to go for the kill, or I could Thunder Wave something in the back if it switched in. Unless it's Groudon. I don't think he had any electric immunities on his team besides Groudon. Not electric immunities, Thunder Wave immunities. The Groudon comes back in, resets the Sun. Obviously is immune to the Thunder Wave. Kind of a bummer there. I've already seen that the Solar Beam will not kill me, and I'm just going to predict the switch out and go for the Psychic Noise. If it's Brute Bonnet, that's tough. Thankfully, I totally got the call right, and I Psychic Noise Lugia so it can't recover or anything, and I've broken multi-scale because I don't think I saw pressure come up just now. So yeah, just instantly Chilly Reception out. Big Calm Mind, kind of scary there. And now I kind of have to make a decision because I can't really let this thing keep setting up and healing. And I think I have Taunt on Flutter Mane, but it already has a +1 in special defense, which is scary. So I kind of feel like I have to go into Urshifu. Aeroblast, if I don't Terra, kills. If I do Terra, if it has any Sidekick moves, it kills. So I kind of have to walk this line here in this. Plus the Psychic Noise is over, so it can recover now. And I just decided, you know what, they know that I'm Terra Poison. They probably think I would go for it to try to live something here. But I think wasting my Terra right now is not smart. So I didn't. Just gonna try to get off as much damage as I can. I don't know if this thing has any defense investment or not. And honestly, if it's special attack investment, it might actually have a chance to kill with Aeroblast even if I do Terra. Okay, so I do outspeed, so it didn't put that much in speed, and from that damage, I don't think they had much physical investment. It was probably HP. And I go for a recover, which means I can just click the button again. Because looking at this and Ditto having such low health, I don't think it's going to matter. And if Ditto's does switch in, I can just go to Terra Poison and live a hit. Yeah, so he lets me take the Lugia. Which is huge. Okay, Cinderace comes back in. Once again, switch is always Slowking. And this time it does decide to go for the U-turn, which pops my berry. And from the damage, it's not choice banded, so I'm going to assume that it's scarfed. Especially because it didn't U-turn on my Slowking after it missed the high jump kick, so I am fairly certain that it's choiced. From the damage, it's scarf. Which is great information to have. So Groudon comes back in. Once again, if it goes for the Solar Beam, I do still live. Okay, so he does make the double here. Straight into the Blue Man group. So the Ditto's going to copy my Slowking. And I do believe that I said in the original recording, I don't know if Regenerator works if you are Ditto and you transform into a Pokemon with Regenerator, but I'm assuming that's why he did it. Unless he just really wanted to know that my fourth move was foul play, which is also totally fair. And here, I'm pretty sure that Flutter Mane is a safe move because my Slowking is physically defensive and also most of his switch-ins are pretty weak. And I was like, okay, so the rock's up, the rocks are gone, we're good, I can keep my Focus Sash, everything's fine. Even if I wasn't physically defensive Slowking, I mean, Ditto does not have enough HP to live this. Yeah, no need to get fancy or anything, just drop a Moonblast, it's enough to kill. And then Mr. Wake himself comes in and gets absolutely decimated, which is huge. The Walking Wake was Terra Poison. That would have been a freaking nightmare to try to deal with. So I got it out of the way before it could Terrastalize. Crisis averted. Everybody go home happy. The professor comes back in. Well, not back in, but this, you know, the history with this guy is tough. This time I came a little bit more prepared. I'm going straight for the taunt. Oh, and there's a drain. I hope you guys can hear that. Yeah, it's something they don't tell you about moving into a new place. You gotta worry about new issues. Alright, so this was Terra Flying. Yes, Terra Flying. I'm assuming because of what happened last time where he couldn't hardly touch my Urshifu and also wouldn't have been able to hit my Sarina, he decided to bring something that could hit both of them pre-Terra? I'm not sure, honestly. Why flying over poison this time? But yeah, I taunted the growth. It wouldn't have been double anyway because of the snow instead of the sun. But either way, now it can't growth and it can't spore, which was the main issue I had last time around. Yeah, so Kyurem just felt like the safe switch in. I resist the Seed Bomb and I can't get hit by Sucker Punch because I didn't attack. But it goes for a Terra Blast. I wasn't for sure if it would have Terra Blast, but because it went flying, it kind of seemed like it was decently likely to have Terra Blast. But that either means it left Sucker Punch, Seed Bomb, or Spore at home. I guess it didn't have to be Seed Bomb because it has other grass type moves, but that was just what I was thinking. I don't want Groudon to switch in here and my Blizzard to just miss, because if I just Ice Beam, I kill the Groudon and I have no more Sun. So I just go for the safe 100% accurate Ice Beam, even though it probably won't kill this. If it was like super Spadef invested or had a Yachi Berry, which I think is also pretty likely, then I just kind of waste a Blizzard there. Yep, I even calced the Yachi Berry to see if I went for another Ice Beam, if that would kill or not. My defense boost is gone now, which kind of sucks. And also, its taunt is off, so if this didn't kill, I could get spored, because I wasn't sure. Yep, just going for the Ice Beam, no need to play around with it, just dropping him. And if I can keep rocks away, I can bring Kyurem in to take out something slower anyway. Or to sack if I need a sack. Risk of going Sarina, they could predict it and go for a Terra Blast after it went for Sucker Punch before. And the HP level that it's at now shows me that this does work with Regenerator. Didn't know that. Very interesting. But once again, I know the moveset, so the only move that it can really hit Heatran with is Fusion Flare. Thank goodness I didn't run Earth Power this week on accident. So it does go for the Fusion Flare. Probably for this, exactly. Ran a few calcs. I don't think there's any chance that Fusion Flare can kill without a crit. And if you're going to run a Ditto, you're going to run a Choice Scarf, so it's not going to change its moves or anything, I know that. So I'm just going to go for an Overheat. Last time they just swapped Groudon in on this. It'll for sure kill the Cinderace too, so Overheat just seemed like the best thing to do. Especially because it has a higher accuracy than Magma Storm. Yeah. So Heatran takes out the Groudon. Funny twist of fate there that the 4 times ground weak Pokemon takes out the legendary ground type. Not that Heatran isn't also legendary, I'm just saying. Okay, Cinderace comes back in. It does know that I'm not Flash Fire now, so it could just go for a Pyro Ball boosted by the sun. I just decided I'm going to run a few calcs to see how much damage everything does, if I have any chance of doing whatever. I feel pretty safe enduring, because if it does just decide to U-turn, I think it can be burnt while it's a bug type, I'm not sure. But either way, seems like a safe enough play. Does end up going for the high jump kick. It does land this time. Doesn't burn, so once again, I'm not sure how that works. And because it's in the sun, even though it's a -2 overheat, it'll still take out a fighting type Cinderace. A Custap Berry goes off. He calls it. Saves his Cinderace. Goes into Ditto. But I just barely don't kill. And now because Ditto's Choice Scarfed, I'm just going to go for Endure to see what it does. Obviously goes for Magna Storm, then it'll kill me. It could miss, but it's better than just swapping into an unknown move. Once I know what it's going for, then I can play accordingly. Plus I don't have to risk losing anything. Differential doesn't matter, it's playoffs. Doesn't going for Magma Storm, does hit it. So that is the end of my Heatran. But with the sun up, Heatran being locked into Magma Storm, or Ditto being locked into Magma Storm, and my Focus Sash still being intact, there's just no way that he can beat Fluttermane. His Mons are too weak, and the sun, Fluttermane's too fast for Cinderace. Still have a Focus Sash, so I'll still live one hit no matter what happens. So I was a little bit worried that maybe the Cinderace would have Sucker Punch. With the Choice Scarf, it's a lot less likely to have Sucker Punch. But I have my Sash intact, so it doesn't matter either way. But that's why I clicked Moonblast, just in case it does go for Sucker Punch and my Shadow Ball doesn't kill for whatever reason. Didn't feel like risking that. Yeah, GG. Kind of got our payback there for the 4-0. We 5-0'd. It was just all down to prep work, really. Last game, I didn't feel like I prepped hard enough for a lot of the threats. This time, I really went in on, taking out the Brute Bonnet, keeping Slowking in against Cinderace so that Heatran doesn't go down too early, which I really think mattered a lot in this game. Last time I didn't even have a Dragon move on Kyurem because I was so worried about the Ditto. I did still worry about the Ditto, but I played around it a lot better, I think. But yeah. See y'all next week for, semis? I don't know who we play yet. Should be either Zom or Standard. But either way, I'm sure it's going to be a heck of a time. We either have a Kyurem mirror match or Duskmane Necrozma. So that'll be a hoot to figure out. Wish me luck. See y'all later. Bye.